A motion by Helmut.
Welcome to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we're here to talk about what goes on in the township, the village, government, people that make laws and regulations that affect you out there.
That's right, Elgin. And whether you live in the village of Oxford, the village of Leonard, Addison Township, or Oxford Township, these are the people that you went and elected and probably will have that opportunity again on November 6th.
Yes. You finally got it right.
Oh, come on. And the commissions and committees that make decisions that directly affect you, whether you chose to go to that important meeting or not, and the result can be a taxing situation.
Right, and there's humor in every meeting. Did you ever notice that?
There's humor and there's rumor.
Rumor, right. And the humor usually bubbles to the top, and we usually scoop it out. And the rumor is established by this guy.
And somewhere in between is a half-truth.
Could be. Okay, well, let's talk about a few meetings that occurred so folks will know what's going on. By the way, you can get the full gist of every meeting just by going to OCCTV.org.
Click on programs and you're there.
Bingo!
Everything's in reverse date order.
It is, and there we could, strip out the rumors and other little ditties that he throws in. Okay?
We don't edit, we get it verbatim.
We get it. We don't edit, we get it.
That's right.
Okay, here we are. Oxford Township Planning Commission meeting on September 13th was held. The Oxford Village DDA Board meeting was held on September 17th, and on September 19th, the Pollyann Trail Management Council met. So let's get on with it. The Oxford Township Planning Commission meeting. Mike Young serves on the board. Tom Berger is on that board as vice chair. Ed Hunwick, John Nold, who was absent at this particular meeting, Jack Curtis, Kelly Rossner-Myers, and Mike Spiz was absent as well. And so they start out, of course, with the pledge as they usually do, Pledge of Allegiance. The agenda was approved for September 13th. Minutes for August 23rd were also approved. Public comment, items not on the agenda. Larry Rossner, he spoke and he said he's upset with the way that the building permits are provided. He said he's attempting to build a building, and he said he had to make 3 trips in order to get satisfaction, from the building department. So he wanted to make that very clear that there needs to be some issues taken care of in that particular area. Josh Finn stood up, and he's interested in Bull Run Road issues. And by the way, where Bull Run is at, currently it's a private road, and they're going to make it a public road.
Bull Run?
Bull Run subdivision. I have no idea exactly where it's at. Do you?
Oh, no, not
Take
a clue.
a note.
I count on you for this stuff.
Here's where the notes come in, folks. He's got a great big stack of yellows over here, and he just takes it and puts it on the bottom. Is that where it goes?
If only I had Google Maps.
All right, what's a Google? Anyway, I know what a Google is, so does everybody else. Commissioners' comments. Kelly Rossner, she said that the procedure needs to be improved for building construction, and I think that's based on her dad's comments. Public hearing was the next thing that came up. Pre-statements. Districts under review. Agriculture is an area that they're going to be discussing. And what list of non-permitted uses? In other words, what is not allowed in agricultural areas? And those subjects were oil and gas extraction, recreational vehicle storage, temporary seasonal housing, cider mills. I always liked cider mills out in the agriculture area. I guess not. Farm equipment sales, repair operations of any type, and livestock auctions.
Is this proposed or is this in the ordinances right now?
These ordinances that will restrict these uses.
Oh.
Not permitted under special land uses is what these particular items are. Cannot get a special land use for these.
Oh.
But public discussion in a hearing that they had concerning this, there were several people that stood up and spoke, and one was Kathy Warfield, and she has 23 acres of property which is in Country Estates over there, and she just wanted to make sure that they conform to the master plan. Paul Warfield, her husband.
So if you had an apple orchard, you couldn't have a cider farm?
I guess not. Maybe it could be a private farm. It's like you do in Brandon, where you make your own hooch. Whatever. We'll have the police check it out for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the rumor that goes on.
Well,
Well,
after that still you gave me didn't work.
you had to make your own. This guy's good at chemistry, I got to tell you. Okay.
Apparently you weren't.
No, I wasn't. Jim Newmars also spoke, and he's on the Northeast Quadrant and previously rejected dump sites. He said that came into the area or wanted to come into the area, and windmills. Also, they wanted to put them out there, and they rejected that as well. And he just wanted to remind.
A windmill or a wind turbine?
A wind turbine is what it would be. He called it
Yeah,
a
for
windmill.
for power.
There's a big difference. Windmill
power?
will bring up water.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Wind turbine would
or
be for
grind
electrical
wheat.
use. Yeah, it could do that too as well, right. We'll spread that rumor that it could do that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And other people that spoke was Diane Kingus, a 2-year resident, and she was open to equestrian horses with country preservation. In other words, she wants to maintain the land trails for preservation for the equestrian horses and riding giddy up through there, right? Okay, Larry Rossner spoke also again about campgrounds. He says,
What kind of
Why
area
are
are we
they
talking
allowed?
about here?
you're talking about horse country, agriculture.
But I mean,
Uh, but-
1,000 acres?
Oh, well, the smallest is probably in the area of about 20-some acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Some are larger. So, yeah,
But
there's one I
is-
think with
Is
23
something
acres.
officially designated equestrian country?
Yeah. Not specifically, it's agricultural, but they're turning into the horse country supposedly.
Is that a
that's
new
their
zoning?
concept.
Is that going to be a new zoning
I
requirement?
don't think it's going to be a new zoning requirement. They're just going to keep agriculture and they're going to make amendments to it. What do you think about that? No chipmunks allowed, so you can't dump your chipmunks over there. They're not going to allow it. Okay?
Huh.
You got that? All right, I know the disappointment is pretty tough there. Anyway, a number of people did speak at this, and they're pretty much with the concept of making it horse country and keeping it open for that purpose and not having businesses come into the area and that kind of thing. Tom Berger, he said finally, he said that the board to review and advise for permitted uses. Kelly Rossner Myers spoke, and she said that they're against campgrounds, but temporary horse camping would be fine. Put the little horsies to sleep. Golf courses, no. Private schools, Adult foster care, not while I'm alive. Okay. And child care homes above 12.
But these are not current.
Special criteria
These are
for
not
that.
current ordinance restrictions.
No, and they're looking at changing the ordinances at this point.
I see.
And so that'll happen down the line. You just have to stay tuned here, folks, and we'll tell you more down
It
the line
will?
here. It will, someday. And once they get this all nailed down and get all the
But right now,
feedback,
these are just recommendations, right?
these are all recommendations, and they're hearing the public at this
Okay.
point.
All right.
So, and that's the way they do things. Let me listen to the public. Oh, we're not
And
going
then
to
they'll
listen
say
to them
yes or no.
anymore. They'll say yes or no, or maybe,
Maybe.
could
Oh.
be, should be, would be. They don't know.
Spoken like a
Right.
politician.
All right. Oxford Village DDA Board is the next one for September 17th. And Pete Schultz is the chair. Dorothy Johnston serves on that board. Rod Charles, Nicole Ellsworth, Nancy Rosenstrader, but she was absent at this particular meeting. Sue Bassardit, Sue Oles, and Susan Schur, and myself, Elgin Nichols. The pledge was made, and the public comments not on the agenda. No one spoke. So they went on with it. Consent agenda was approved, but it was amended to have an item moved or removed from it. And create a full-time position was the question. I don't know if you know about that, but they're attempting to, down the line, hire a person part-time for the DDA office as well as for the village office.
So you'd be a double executive director?
No, I don't think that's the position. They're looking for a clerk, somebody to help, these people
But
out.
there'd still be an executive director.
Oh, yes, for
Okay.
each department.
Okay.
And there's quite a conversation that carried on later, and we'll tell you folks more when we get back right after this.
Well, the DDA is the child, so to speak.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we've been having quite a discussion here, and right now we're coming in the Oxford Village DDA board meeting that they had. The agenda, it was at the point where they're going to discuss the consent agenda. They did move an item, which we just got through talking about off air here, about they wanting to have a part-time person for both the DDA for the office and also for the village office. And we'll talk more down the line here about that because that's one of the later items that they did discuss. Agenda approval was approved for September 17th, and the minutes for August 20th was approved, and reports for the treasurer's report, bills for September for the amount of, get this, $19,911.94.
Which is good from previous years because
It
now
is.
they have money to spend.
Yes, they do. Yep, they do. They're doing much better. Revenue expense report was approved also. Police report, the code enforcement report, DPW report, Department of Public Works. And by the way, they said how much money is contributed to the DPW from the Downtown Development Authority.
They are assessed, aren't they?
Yeah, downtown development kicks in about $50,000 per year to take care of the snow removal and that kind of thing.
Right.
You know, in town. So that's what the question was. That was the answer. Executive Director's report then came up, and it was approved. All of these items. Unfinished business, old business, was MSOC Flagstar. Remember the bank situation where they had a grant available?
MSOC?
Yeah.
What is that?
I have no idea, but it has to do with the bank.
I see.
I thought you would know. No.
No.
MOSC.
MOSC.
Yeah. MSOC.
Michigan
MSOC.
Savings. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Put another y'all thing on your stack here. Okay. Anyway,
acronyms.
they competed against a number of downtown development authorities, and they were awarded the grant for roughly $3,500 in that neighborhood.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good little grant. New business draft vision statement. They deleted and tabled the item for the draft. Oxford, and I won't get into that one because I'm not. That's a pretty detailed one. We could run on for an hour. Oxford holding weekend partnership. Chamber would like to join in a partnership with a DDA. You know, for a lot of years, the Chamber has said that they want to get more active, you know, with the DDA. There's been members on the DDA that said, you know, hey, I'd rather have an adversarial situation with the Chamber because we do a lot of the same things. Why don't we get together in some of these events that we're doing? And that's what this is about.
That sounds like a great idea.
But there's a big discussion over this, a big hoop-de-doo. And everybody felt that there's more information that was required. For example, if we do, DDA does participate with the Chamber, does the Chamber expect the DDA to kick in a certain amount of money for each event? Or how
Vice
much would the
versa.
Chamber kick in?
Right.
So they're good questions, I suppose. And so when it came all down after the smoke cleared, Glenn Pape, who's the executive director of the DDA, was petitioned to go further and gain more information, you know, from the Chamber of Commerce. Find out exactly what they're looking for. So he'll be coming back to the next meeting for presenting, you know, what he's found. Now, professional development in the partnership. They said best practices, documents found in a drawer by Glenn Pape. And he said, you know, I don't know who stuffed them back there, but he said, I found them. And he said, they got some pretty good stuff in them. Pretty good wording and direction that they want to take the DDA. So he said, I need to review these more. And he said, just want to make this board aware that
Why
we've
is
got
it called a
information.
partnership?
Why is it called a partnership? Because it actually has to do with the village council and also the DDA, downtown development. Because you really can't do anything with the DDA and change practices with the council without their approval to go forward with it.
I just wanted to find out who the other people were.
Now we know. Okay, you can take that one off the stack. Okay, groups outside the DDA are they sanctioned by the DDA was the question. And for example, if there's somebody in the village that wants to put on a promotion in the park.
Okay.
Is it going to be sanctioned by the DDA? And would volunteers then work for that, or would it be the DDA that would be helping them out? Those questions
Is the park
came up.
controlled by the DDA?
The park is pretty much controlled by the DDA.
Okay.
It's actually a village council responsibility.
Not
to
Parks and
maintain
Rec.
it. Well, Parks and Rec maintains it, but again, they're getting paid to do it, to keep it up. So,
Okay.
okay?
I thought they had total control over it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But anyway, I could be wrong. Take another note.
I will.
Okay. Empty buildings are concerns, and everybody's concerned about downtown Oxford, that there are roughly 14 to 17 empty buildings right now. And the question came up, how much are these empty buildings trying to lease for? And the answer came up, about $14 a square foot is what they're asking for.
Is that expensive or cheap or
No,
what?
it's
I don't
reasonable.
know. Okay.
But anyway, with M24, everybody's saying, the sky is falling, let's run, here, Chicken Little, right? And interesting thing is that if they hold in there, they'll find out that M24 is, yes, it's going to be tough for a little while, but then it should materialize into something very, very beneficial.
After the pain comes
Right.
the gain.
But the question came is, if you have this property to be rented or sold to somebody on the outside that's coming in, and they find out that M24 is going to be torn up in the year 2020, ooh, they turn a sheet of white. And
Well.
so it's going to be more difficult to bring people in. So they need to expand this a little bit further. And actually, Drew Benson brought up the fact that all the properties have been, all the descriptions have been provided to Oakland County. And they have a organization that provides people coming into the area with opportunities.
Absolutely.
And these could be great opportunities for you folks out there in Oxford, in the village.
And beyond.
Now, I did mention Drew Benson here, and I want to say that Drew Benson he'll be leaving the village here soon, that he just took on a job over in Troy. And I don't
Yeah.
exactly know the
Oh,
particulars
we'll
on
miss
it.
him. He was a pretty good go-getter.
Yeah, and actually he's working with the internet. With the, I can't think of it right now. What is it?
Website.
Website, that's what it is. And I should know that. I'm on the website too. But anyway, he's really been aggressive in handling that, and I don't know who's going to pick up the gauntlet and run with that. But we're sure going to
Was
miss
he
him.
going to actually do the website, or were you on
No.
the verge of actually selecting a website
We have
developer?
a selected developer already, and
I
he's
see.
already contracted.
Okay.
And he's been working on it, and I've been in several meetings with Drew as well, with this committee. So anyway, who's going to pick it up, once they're gone, because he's been a very good supervisor of the program, and done a great job. He's going to be leaving, I understand, October 4th.
4th, yeah.
So after that, we'll come back right after this. Welcome back, Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we are going to talk about the Pollyann Trail Management Council, which was held on September 19th. Mike McDonald serves as the chair. Curtis Wright is on the board as the vice chair. Bruce Pearson, who's the supervisor of Addison Township. Aaron Watley. Donnie Steele, who's the treasurer. Sue Passardit. Eric Sent.
And a
of course,
cast of thousands.
Elgin Nichols is the treasurer. Or not
Okay.
treasurer, but secretary. Okay? I'm not the cutest one there, but secretaries are, pretty efficient. Don't
Yeah,
have
but
to
you
be
got a
cute.
good personality.
That's another one of those rumors he's trying to spread. Okay, so they did the pledge, of course, prayer. Donnie Steele handled that. Agenda for September 19th was approved. Consent agenda. Minutes for August 15th, Treasurer's Report. Bills for August 2028. Financial reports and the Trail Manager's Report was all approved. Public comments. Non-agenda items. Nope, nobody. So
They looked far and wide and found none.
far and wide and found none. Citizen representation report. We have a gentleman, his name is Kevin Green, that gives a report from a citizen standpoint. He's a non-voting member on this particular council, but he does provide some good insight on what the public is thinking about
Okay.
the trail. But he had nothing this particular day. So he said, I'll sit back down and
No news is good
catch
news.
it. Right. Trail manager report, Linda Moran. And just to give you a recap of what she talked about somewhat, was the Wood Trail sinkhole. Remember that, where it was all torn up? There's
Yeah.
delay now because of the county. As you know, there's strike going on with construction workers all in the state of Michigan.
Have they decided actually who's going to pay for repairing that hole?
They are going to pay for this part of it.
They being,
Yeah, the county.
okay.
Yep. And that culvert should have been replaced a long time ago. They're also going to repair the damage that they did to the Pollyant Trail, which I think they've already done for the trail.
Okay.
They just got some in work to do in terms of paving, that kind of thing. So, Wood Trail sinkhole. Going to be a thing of the past as soon as these gentlemen get off their strike and get back to work. Clarkston gazebo. Remember the gazebo we had talked about that they were in Clarkston, that they were going to donate, and
No.
and it's going to be located, I guess, on Clarkston Road eventually near the trail, and there's no cost to it except for $1. So they're going to, and actually the people that have the gazebo said that they will move it, and make
Wow.
arrangements to help move it. So that's a good thing. A lot of volunteers, for Pollyant Trail. Hope you folks are enjoying it out there because it's a great time of year when the colors are starting to come out.
And it's
that kind
well
of thing.
maintained.
Well maintained. So, let me see. The other one is Birmingham Seal Coat. Is due for the trail. They're going to be doing something to recoat the trail in October, I believe. Pure Michigan. But I don't know if you're aware that Pure Michigan is a big thing. If you're designated as part of Pure Michigan.
Yeah, it's a branding kind of a thing for
It is. And it opens the
various parks
gate.
and stuff, yeah.
The door. I say the gate instead of the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a trail. For grants, that kind of thing. Money's available, to make the things even better out there. Benches, those kind of things. So, good thing. Detroit Institute of Art. They had art pieces out there for people to view. They ride their bikes around and that kind of thing. Very successful. Actually, they made roughly about $66, and there were about 60 people or so that attended.
I see. So they had the Mona Lisa out there for people to have.
Well, they're replicas. They're
Oh,
not,
I see.
they're not the exact, $150 million painting out there.
Oh my God, it's raining.
Right. And the paint's running off Mona. No, they would be replicas.
I see.
Okay, reproductions. That's pretty good, though. If they had the original, that would be tough. Mile markers also. Remember we were talking about mile markers a while back? And they had a $100 donation to go towards the mile markers, and this is all part of a report.
Once they put those in, of course, then they have to hope that they don't go metric.
That's right. That's right. They may do that, though. I don't know. Pit fix. You remember? I don't know. I talked about
Well,
that.
what?
A pit fix.
What's a
they
pit
have a
fix?
doo-doo hole located in, I believe it's in Leonard, that needs to be repaired. And so that's one of the
A
subjects
doo-doo
that's on there. Yeah. Where you doo-doo.
Or covered.
Yeah, one of those. One of those things. Anyway, it's called a pit fix, and she's
Well,
working
it's a-
on getting somebody to take care of that.
It's a dirty job, but someone has to do
A
it.
dirty job, yeah. Gas line under a trail. There's a request to, like, energy company to run a gas line to these property owners, and it's got to go under the trail. And they need to get requests, from the DNR and from the local Pollyant Trail group.
It's like the old submarine movie.
Yep.
Run silent, run deep.
That's right.
Don't want to punch that sucker.
Right. And actually, Bruce Pearson said he's seen this operation done quite a few times, the way they run this. And it's going to be quite a distance, going to run the line, but it's all going to be underground. He said it's pretty smooth in the way they do it.
We had gas installed on our property, and it was kind of amazing
Yeah.
how automated it is.
These guys are well trained. Maybe the first job, not so good, but, after they do maybe 500-600 of them, doing it in the wintertime, that's tough. They want to do it before that. Okay. Lawn waste, Oxford Township, is a problem, they said. Lawn waste, people are throwing their lawn waste on the trail. Well, shame on you people that are doing that. Shouldn't do that.
You got bags.
Yeah, you got bags, right. Bridge in encroachment. There's a gentleman that actually built himself a wooden bridge onto the trail. From his
Onto the
property.
trail?
From his property over to the trail and connect to the trail.
Over a ditch?
Over a ditch, yeah.
Oh.
And it's quite a long one, too. And the guy put quite a bit of money and time into it, I'm sure. And so they, Linda Moran went to his residence and said, you know, you can't do that. He says, oh, I can't? He says, no. He said, DNR will be very hostile with you, not to mention the Pollyant Trail people. You just can't do that.
So he put
It's
a
private
drawbridge.
property.
So he put a drawbridge in.
He says, well, I'll take it out then.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he said, she said, okay, so that'd be good. So they're overseeing him taking it out. Very disappointed.
Well,
But-
I'm sure that it all goes to ask before you expend all the effort.
Exactly. And not only that, but I can imagine you got a bridge coming off a trail. You got
People are going to take it.
They are.
Show up at your
They go
door.
dobbing down the trail. So that could be a problem. And you end up with all these people in your backyard. Where do they go? I don't know. Turn around and go back to the trail. But anyway, it would be a problem, and of course it's going to be remedied. Lena Moran is not too shy. She's a little gal. She'll go forward and make people aware that what they need to do and what they can't.
Good for her.
Can't do or can do. Okay. The other thing that came up was storage facilities. They need a storage facility because we're going to be vacated, tossed out,
What? Of
deleted
what?
from the storage building that's in the village.
Where's
the
that?
police are using right now behind the.
Oh, really? The
administrative
garage?
The garage. They're going to tear that building down
And replace it with
with parking lot,
or structure.
no structure, parking lot.
Really?
That's what I'm understanding. I
Okay.
heard it from the
You heard it on the grapevine.
president
I know.
of the village council. No, I heard it. She was there.
Oh,
I said, hey, what are they tearing it down for? She says, because it's pretty dilapidated and
what
they
will
said
the police
needs
do for a
repair.
garage?
They have to rent a parking spot. I have no idea what they're going to do. Take their cars home? Oh, I don't think so. That might not work too well. New business. I want to mention that on December 16th, that's coming soon, Orion Township.
Isn't someone storing stuff in that garage?
Yeah, but they'll get their stuff out as soon as the building starts to fall.
Oh, well.
December 16th, 2018, Orion Township Parks and Recreation is going to have a 5K dash event. And that was approved to go forward with. With that, what's coming up?
We have meetings on 10/8 at 7 o'clock. The Oxford Township Zoning Board of Appeals will meet, but check on that one because often they cancel it. And at 7 o'clock that same day, the Village of Leonard Council will be meeting. And then going on to 10/9 at 6 o'clock, the Addison Township Planning Commission will be meeting. And at 6:30 that same day, Village of Oxford Council. And at 6:30, Oxford School Board will be meeting for School of Choice meetings at Oxford High School. And on 10/10 at 7 o'clock, the Oxford Township Board of Trustees will be meeting. And on 10/11, the Oxford Township Planning Commission will be meeting. Meetings after
Lots and
meetings
lots of
after meetings.
Meetings, lots of meetings.
That's right. Grist for your mill.
Right. And don't forget to vote November 6th at the general election.
That's November 6th.
I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
Catch you next time right here on Minutes by Minute.